and welcome to this week's episode of Olsem Wanem. I'm Florence John Duo. Late last year, the West Papuans set sail in the historical canoe known as the Wairon from Sorong in West Papua to the final destination, Samarai in Milne Bay Province, Papua New Guinea, spending over 2 months sailing across the ocean with courage and determination. Located on the western rim of the Pacific is West Papua, a Dutch colony until 1961. The West Papuans raised the Morning Star and was colonized a year later in 1962 by Indonesia. The West Papuans last year sailed their canoe called the Wairon from the northwestern tip to the southeastern tip of the island of New Guinea. The journey was known as Sorong to Samarai. However, prior to this Sorong to Samarai journey on the Wairon in 2013, a campaign called Sorong to Samarai was launched at the UPNG main lecture theatre by NCD Governor West Papua on Monday, the 9th of September. The aim of this campaign was to reinforce the calls by all Melanesians for West Papua to sit at the table of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, or MSG, with its other Melanesian brothers and sisters.
It was only fitting that West Papua officially launched the Sorong to Samarai petition campaign. He said for 50 years, West Papuans have been suppressed on their own land. Now it's time for Papua New Guineans to mobilize and speak on behalf of their Melanesian family across the border. He revealed pertinent facts, including the fact that West Papua was never part of Indonesia during pre-colonial times.
Indonesia got independence in 1947. When Indonesia got independence in 1947, it only covered Molucus back west to Aceh, Sumatra, mainly the Dutch East Indies. It did not include West Papua. This is a pertinent fact that cannot be denied. I am in my part at the National Parliament doing my best to convince all the government caucus, including the Prime Minister, to be open and to raise the issue of West Papua.
The petition is being circulated through the month of September. The signed petitions will be presented to government officials of PNG and MSG and other notable members of the diplomatic community.
The historical Wairon canoe set sail from the Biak Island in West Papua.
So the canoe is coming from Biak in West Papua. It left on the 21st of September, and its purpose is to make its way to the canoe festival in Milne Bay. And it is the intention of the crew, the persons who are on board this canoe, to participate in this canoe festival. And the purpose or the reason why they are doing this is to create awareness about the situation in West Papua. We, as a province, accommodated them at Oro Bay, and they passed through to Tufi, where I was located. And I got on board to accompany them here, to leave them in the hands of our people here. Samarai said, where they would spend a night before traveling on to Milne Bay. Basically, it is an awareness effort. They will leave the canoe over there, and the crew will fly back. The canoe will stay there, and eventually it will be flown back, or it will be sailed back to Sorong, to Biak in Indonesia at an appropriate time in the future. That's the purpose of this particular trip.
The Wairon will participate in the Canoe and Kundu Festival in Alota, which occurs annually.
Perjalanan ini untuk kami memenuhi
trip kanu Sorong to Samarai. Disla trip mipla kamaplo Sorong pinisimlo Samarai. Tasol mipla kamaplo alotou lusim kanulo alotou mipla gobekenlo Jayapura. Disla nemblo kanu Wairon and Suandi bro Olsem Sani go down panim Sani Kamar.
Welcome back to the program. We continue this segment of the program with the Wairon's journey from Sorong to Samarai. The Wairon journeyed through, making several stops before reaching its final destination, Samarai in Milne Bay Province.
Tanggal 21 September.
Mipla lusim lo biak 21 Oktober. Mipla kama plo Japura. Mipla stretim pepa blo mipla lo upside finish. One time pisa. Mipla start lo walkabout lo trip blo mipla lo.
Lay Bureau Chief Scott Wider caught up with them in Lay, Milne Province.
The lay community gathered as early as 9 a.m. at Voko Point. And the festivities began well before the Wairon sailed into the harbour. This was a celebration of the many cultures of the island of New Guinea, a land cut in half and then divided between the Dutch, the British and the Germans, who all claimed it as their territories. At about midday, the crew of the Wairon brought the canoe into Voko Point. Today, this was a demonstration that there may be political boundaries separating countries, but the people remain as one. For musician Irileke Ingram, this journey has been an emotional one for many of the crew members.
As an artist, we sing about Sorong to Samarai, and it's something that we feel deep within ourselves, that we are one with West Papua and Papua New Guinea, Sorong to Samarai. But today it actually is coming to life.
The canoe was built on the island of Biak in West Papua. This symbolic journey from Sorong on the tip of West Papua to Samarai on the tip of Papua New Guinea represents this unity of peoples.
We hear of a lot of the issues over in West Papua, the human rights issues and the struggle for freedom of the West Papuan people. And I think it's important for us to keep talking to each other.
For Rosa Maiwen, this journey has brought to light the diversity that should be embraced and the unity that should be celebrated.
This is part of the history of West Papua and Papua New Guinea. Like, we live on the same ground, but we are separated for so long. And the journey of the Wairon, it's actually kind of reconnect us back. So we kind of tracking back the history of our ancestors.
Before completing the final leg of the trip from Tufi, Oro Province to Samarai in Milne Bay Province, the Olsem Wanem team met up with them at Marasa village in the Collingwood Bay area. The crew on board the Wairon expressed gratitude for the support they have received from Oro Governor Gary Jufa and also asked for Papua New Guineans to stand with them in their fight for freedom.
Saya pribadi, tetapi saya percaya.
Governor lo Papua New Guinea or PNG give him supportive lo mipla lo trip, mipla kam lo upside lo here, girapin lo tumbuna lo mipla. Upside. Disla kanu em grapin lo spirit lo tumbuna blo mipla. Sol mipla kama plo here. Mipla like him support lo gafana olgeta people lo PNG. Big thank blo mipla lo disla governor kamantai mipla em kalap lo kanu blo mipla traditional blo upside. Big thanks blo governor oro. All people lo oro here. Thank you.
Welcome back to the program. In this segment, we hear from Oro Governor Gary Jufa, who placed emphasis on Papua New Guinea, asking for dialogue and standing up for our West Papuan brothers and sisters and stop turning a blind eye to their plight.
Accommodated them at Oro Bay.
Oro Governor Gary Jufa expressed to Olsem Wanem that West Papuans are Melanesians and Papua New Guineans need to stand with them. He said the Pacific cannot be free if the West Papuans are oppressed.
My comment is that the people of West Papua have been imprisoned since 1969 under an act of no choice, which the Western nations watched and did nothing about. And it was that way so that the Western nations, their intention was geopolitical, economic and political convenience. And 1,024 elders were forced at gunpoint to vote to remain a part of Indonesia. But that has not been the intention of the general population of the people of West Papua. The people of West Papua are Pacific Islanders, they're Melanesians, and since 1969 more than 500,000 of them have been brutally oppressed and killed. And the world needs to know more about what's happening there. These are Melanesian people, these are Pacific people. They ought to be free to determine their own future. That is their land. They ought to be free to be able to participate in the development of their own resources. And that is what the people of West Papua who have been advocating for freedom, that is what they have been desiring and wanting ever since they've been under the oppressive rule of the Indonesian government. We can ask for dialogue. We can bring everyone back to 1969 and the events surrounding 1969. What happened? What were the circumstances? And why is the West so apathetic to these people? You know, the Western nations talk about democracy and human rights, and yet for the people of West Papua, they turned a blind eye. And why is that? The people of West Papua are human beings. They deserve to be free. They are people who live on their own land and have lived there for thousands of years. And they do not want to be part of another nation. They want to have their own nation. But what Papua New Guinea can do is take this matter to the UN, take this matter to the US and the powerful Western nations, Indonesia, and bring them to the table and say, look, what is happening is wrong. What is happening is illegal and it's inhumane. This is an oppressive and brutally suppressive form of dictatorship over a people who do not want to be treated this way. They want to be free. So why can't they be free? The Pacific cannot be free without the people of West Papua when they are oppressed in this way.
Also on board the Wairon was a Solwara warrior who was picked up by Wairon on Karkar Island in Milne Bay Province to create awareness on how harmful seabed mining will be to the marine life in Papua New Guinea.
We're also doing advocacy for One Solwara, which is the anti-seabed mining drive here by the coastal communities, especially in the Milne Bay Province, Milne Bay, New Island Province. From Oro Province, my office has stood with them. And we are against seabed mining, which is an illegal effort to mine the seas or the seabed of our nation, something that the people of the coastal parts of these particular provinces completely oppose. So our brother here from Kaka Island is part of this entourage here.
Throughout the country, we are still fighting. We need more resistance. People's power to stand together and fight for our rights.
To conclude the program, we featured the song Sorong Samarai by Airileke Ingrim and Twin Tribe, placing emphasis that Sorong in West Papua to Samarai in PNG, we are one people, one soul, one destiny.
once again. Bird of paradise never die in vain. Melanesia, you may rise up again. For all who live in darkness can see the great lights afar. Dawn of a new day come with the rise of the morning star. Seagull calling like in a young dream. Song to claim the land and say, oh yeah. Sorong, Samarai. One people, one soul, one destiny. Sorong, Samarai. One people, one soul, one destiny. Sorong, Samarai. We got to keep on pushing forward. Sorong, Samarai. One people, one soul, one destiny. Sorong, Samarai. One people, one soul, one destiny. Come back again like an East Coast boomerang. Wanem, Tubiak, Serui, Manokwari, Temika, Meroke, Jayapura, Sorong, Samarai. Wanem, Tubiak, Serui, Manokwari, Temika, Meroke, Jayapura, Sorong, Samarai.
That's all for now. We wish the Wairon and its crew all the best for the upcoming Canoe and Kundu Festival in Milne Bay Province. Until then, if you have any comments, stories, or questions, please send us an email via the address now showing on your screen or post it on our Olsem Wanem Facebook page. From the Olsem Wanem team, thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.